With Drake dropping another diss towards Kendrick Lamar titled The Heart Part 6, it's looking like this beef might be coming to an end. Maybe not the animosity towards them two, but just releasing diss tracks left and right every single day towards each other, I think that's done. With Kendrick Lamar using Drake's signature timestamp title for his own song, titled 616 in LA, Drake decided to end Kendrick Lamar's Heart series by legit stealing the title, The Heart Part 6, which was anticipated by Kendrick Lamar fans worldwide. It was a very clever move by Drake and very petty. And this track right here is definitely the best diss track that Drake has dropped so far. It's not so much what he was saying in the song, but it was him stealing the Heart series title, and the beat production was very dark and he was flowing on this song. This was the Drake I was expecting throughout the beef, rapping wise, on these diss tracks.
A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it. We thought about giving a fake name or a destination, but you so thirsty, you not concerned with investigation.
In this track, Drake denies that he has an 11-year-old daughter and that he was the one that planted the evidence that Kendrick Lamar can look stupid. And I'm not really sure if I can believe that. I'm not sure what to believe, because if this whole thing was planted and planned by him, then he wouldn't wait a day and a half to respond to say that. He would have hit Kendrick with a gotcha moment, catching Kendrick Lamar red-handed, and that would be genius. But once some theories were going around and going viral saying that Drake possibly planted evidence and tried to fool Kendrick, Drake started liking those type of posts, running with that narrative. I don't know, that just doesn't make any sense to me, because if he was able to prove that he fooled Kendrick, then Drake wins this beef by default. But Drake isn't doing that. It's like, bro, defend yourself. You're saying that it was planted and it wasn't real. Is Kendrick lying? If you're saying he's lying, then prove it. Prove that he's lying. Don't just run with that whole narrative, because if Kendrick is lying, then Kendrick looks crazy. And as for Kendrick Lamar, if Drake is hiding a child and is proven to be a deadbeat for real, then Kendrick Lamar has to show proof as well, because Drake is denying it. Drake's saying it's not true, but Kendrick Lamar is saying it is true. Kendrick is gonna have to show some proof, because with Pusha T, he proved that Drake had a kid. He even said Drake's baby mom's name in the song as well, messing up Drake's rollout campaign with Adidas in the process. And on The Heart Part 6, you could see Drake basically saying he doesn't want to go back and forth with Kendrick anymore. But I find it kind of crazy, because he was taunting Kendrick, saying, you're not going to run away from this. You're going to have to respond. You need to drop. He was saying that over and over, just taunting Kendrick. But when Kendrick is dropping and responding back to him, giving him multiple shots, and now he's doing too much? Like, what? And on the track, he talked about Kendrick's wife, Whitney, of course. That was kind of expected. And he's doubling down on her having a kid with Kendrick Lamar's manager. And the cover photo for the single is Kendrick Lamar's manager putting a heart emoji under Kendrick's wife's photo on Instagram. And Drake tried to spin it by saying that the only reason why Kendrick Lamar is calling Drake a pedophile is because he was touched when he was younger, and that he said it on his Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album, which he didn't. K-Dot literally said no, he wasn't touched. So I don't know why Drake was running with that. This whole beef has so many questions. It has more questions than answers. Kendrick, does Drake really have a child? And if he does, please prove it, just so you can knock him out. And as for you, Drake, if Kendrick is lying and you planted evidence and stuff, you can switch this whole narrative and you can win this. But you can't lie and say that you planted evidence and you did this whole time. That's not true. That's a very good way to end this whole back and forth with you and him, but you're not showing proof. If you really want to end this whole thing, Drake, you have to show proof that you planted the evidence. You can't just say it on the track just because some people tweeted it and then it's going viral and you're running with it because it sounds good and it's convenient for you. If you really want to beat Kendrick, you have to prove him wrong. And as for Kendrick, you got to show proof, man. But if I had to pick who won the beef overall, I'm going to have to go with Kendrick. Because on The Heart Part 6, Drake pretty much said that he's done. He's not going to keep going back and forth with him. But K-Dot dropped a hit type of track, the Not Like Us record. And Kendrick will keep going if he has to. Usually Drake ends certain beefs with a hit record, like he did to Meek Mill, the whole back-to-back situation. The song was a hit record and he won that beef. But for Kendrick to drop a hit type of record and Drake not dropping a hit type of record to end it, it's gotta go to Kendrick. Kendrick won this one, in my opinion. It's gotta go to him because he beat Drake at his own game. Drake was trolling Kendrick, telling him to drop, and a lot of people didn't think Kendrick would be dropping like this. And let's say Kendrick was lying about the whole daughter thing, and he still won because he dropped that Not Like Us record. You can't prove you did what you did to him, and he can't prove that you have an 11-year-old daughter. But on the Heart Part 6, you're pretty much saying that you're done. You know, like pretty much waving the white flag in a sense. I don't know. Some people just have to watch what they wish for because Drake was taunting him to drop, and you can't tell him how much is enough and then that's it. You can't do that because usually Drake wins that. When he beefs with people, he'll do some jabs or drop a diss record, and usually he wins that. But when someone drops multiple diss tracks towards him, people say, oh, that's enough, oh, that's corny, oh, they're cloud chasing and they're irrelevant. It's okay for Drake to take a loss, you know. The man can't win all the time. But like I said earlier, if Drake wants to spin this whole thing around, he can prove that he planted that evidence. If he can prove that he planted evidence, even with videos and pictures, something, he can spin this whole thing around. And as for Kendrick, even though I think he's winning and he won, if this thing is over at this very moment, if he can prove that Drake has an 11-year-old daughter, then that's the story of Adidon Part 2. But we'll see what happens. But either way, we got great music coming from two top rappers in the game going back and forth, and we can all pretty much say that we won in the end. If you got to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. Please hit that thumbs up button. That would help me so much. Comment down below how you feel about this whole beef. Do you think it's over? Do you think they'll drop another track tonight? Who's winning? Drake, Kendrick? Let me know down below. And yeah, I'm out.